We have breaking news of 3 major updates of the Tesla Model Y Juniper. The first one, huge battery and charging updates that will allow Tesla to dominate the EV market even more with the Juniper release. Second, there is new leaked footage of the Tesla Model Y Juniper captured on X of it driving around, but this time it's actually close up. And the third big update, the announcement of the Model Y Juniper release coming soon because Tesla may have started filming an ad for it. So let's get into everything new we have now learned. Tesla has just announced that it will finally deliver 500 kilowatt charging as it is about to install its long-awaited V4 supercharger cabinets. To put that into perspective, the current Model Y has the capacity of only 250 kilowatts max charging, which means it does not even have the supported architecture to enjoy this new ultra-fast charging. But let's take a step back. Now, to help you understand this better, you need to know how all Tesla supercharging stations work. They're made up of 2 main parts. 1, the stalls, which are where the charging cables are located, and 2, the cabinets, which are generally located further back, out of sight, but include all of the power electronics. Now, even though Tesla has been rolling out V4 superchargers, they have been using V3 supercharging cabinets, which is why the output of charge so far has been limited to 250 kilowatts. So here are 3 things we can expect from the V4 superchargers. 1, faster charging, of course. It now supports 400 to 1000 volt vehicle architectures, including 30% faster charging for the Cybertruck. Part of these charging improvements come from the Cybertruck's 800 volt systems, so we can't expect all these charging improvements to roll out to the current lineup. Right now, the models S, 3, X, and Y can charge up to an average of 200 miles in 15 minutes. Of course, that'll vary by model to be exact, but we can expect from the upcoming Model Y Juniper refresh to likely also arrive with an 800 volt system. So that would mean charging time would be cut in half, reaching 200 miles in approximately 7 to 8 minutes. As a result of this, EV adoption would absolutely skyrocket because the main excuse gas car drivers currently have is how long it takes to charge on road trips. Now, the second advantage of these V4 supercharger cabinets is faster deployments. V4 cabinet powers 2 times the stalls per cabinet, which means overall less complexity equals more sites developing faster. And the last and final benefit, next generation hardware. Cutting edge power electronics designed to be the most reliable on the planet with 3 times the power density, enabling higher throughput with lower costs. So can we actually expect these updates to benefit the new Model Y Juniper? Quite likely, my friends. We know Tesla is launching new batteries soon. According to an article published by The Information in early October, Tesla intends to introduce 4 new types of 4680 batteries, which is the upgrade from the older 2710 cells present in most current Model 3s and Model Ys. So what are these 4 batteries? The first one is called NC05 battery. The NC stands for new cell. This, of course, is a temporary name. Tesla might change it in the future. This is intended to be the easy to manufacture cell that will power the Cybercab and will likely also power the lower cost $25,000 model, which we're all expecting to see sometime next year. The second battery is called NC20 battery, and it's intended to power Tesla's SUV lineup and the Cybertruck. This is for moving larger and heavier vehicles and possibly optimizing for towing, a constraint the Cybertruck on its current 4680s can find challenging in harsh winter conditions. Now here's where it gets interesting and where the new Model Y Juniper comes in, because the next 2 batteries are called the NC30 and NC50 batteries, and they will have huge differences. They will not be using the standard cell materials that we have seen used up to this point. Now, this is where the focus of Tesla's R&D likely lies. They tend to introduce cells using silicon carbon into the anodes. Silicon carbon, or SiC, can hold and move electrons faster than traditional anode materials. Now, integrating this new anode design, allowing for greater energy transfer, will lead to both ultra-fast charging times and improved energy output. shift. The NC30 will eventually end up in the Cybertruck and Tesla's future SUV lineup, maybe a refreshed Model X and the Model Y Juniper. The NC50, however, will be focused on performance and a smaller cell. It'll likely power the new Tesla Roadster and Tesla's performance models, such as the Plaid and Performance variants. Seems like Tesla will not stop until they become leaders in battery technology advancements, which means EV adoption is looking more promising than ever. Now, moving on to the next huge update, a user on X named Benson TYC has spotted the Model Y Juniper in camouflage up close.
哇，小猪拍到了一手换新款 Model Y， 快看
Model Y 换新版 ，Model Y 换新版 ，Model Y 换新版 ，Model Y 换新版 ，Model Y 换新版。
The original rumor that the trial production of the Tesla Model Y Juniper has begun is becoming more and more plausible by the day, as camouflage test mules are getting spotted more frequently. After sightings of a possible Model Y Juniper in the US featuring a rear light bar design similar to the Cybertruck or Robotaxi, followed by nighttime testing in Europe, attention has now turned to the front of the vehicle. A recent sighting of the Model Y Juniper provided a close-up look at the front bumper. Although much of the vehicle is still covered with camouflage, an opening in the front bumper suggests a camera replacement resembling that of the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck also has a front bumper camera, though it's not part of Tesla's hardware for full self-driving system and isn't used for autonomous driving. In its Cybertruck overview video, Tesla confirmed that the bumper camera is meant to enhance visibility during low-speed parking and off-roading, rather than assist with the vehicle's FSD features. However, the front bumper camera seen in the video might only be a prototype feature similar to what was seen on the Model 3 Highland during its testing phase. Tesla ultimately chose not to include it in the final Model 3 refresh, as the existing hardware for camera suite was deemed sufficient for parking in the sedan, and off-roading wasn't a concern. But for the Model Y Juniper, which will sit slightly higher and likely come in an all-wheel drive version, the front bumper camera may remain in the final production model. The facelift is anticipated to have larger batteries, hardware for FSD systems or AI5, updated front and rear styling, improved powertrain architecture, and ventilated seats and ambient interior lighting. Now, despite all of these upgrades, Tesla may aim to keep the pricing stable or even lower, benefiting from cost reductions through the use of the new 4680 I was mentioning earlier, or cattle battery packs. Now, if you made it this far in the video, comment the word Juniper to let me know you're still watching. I really do appreciate everyone that lets me know in the comments. Up next, the third major Model Y Juniper update. User S.E. Robinson Jr. on X shared these Model Ys with some sort of contraption fitted on top of them. Now, I'll give you a second to guess what it is. It's actually the base to mount a crane for a camera, which many are suspecting means that Tesla has begun filming for the new Model Y Juniper ad. If we look at the leaked footage that was shared during the Model 3 performance in Spain, we saw similar cranes mounted on Teslas because they were doing exactly that. Now, recently we learned that Tesla has started production of the Model Y Juniper, but now a user on X revealed, quote, Tesla's new Model Y has rolled off the assembly at its Shanghai factory, sources say. They went on to say, quote, the current pilot production is a test model testing performance, assembly, show cars, test drives, etc. Mass productions will only happen when all the tests pass, quote. Now, based on that timeline, we can expect an ad to release in the next couple of months, or who knows, even the next few weeks. Tesla always likes to keep things under wraps, and then bam, overnight you're hit with some huge news. But based on everything we learned, the release date still appears to be on track for the first quarter of 2025 overseas, and North American release shortly after. Also, a couple of bonus updates. The new Tesla Model 3 Highland is finally getting the acceleration boost. Now, when I did my Model 3 review, that was the #1 question I got asked, because Tesla used to offer it for the Model 3, and I'm assuming still for the Model Y, which I actually did end up buying, but it's important to note that it's applicable only to the long-range variants, unless something changes, of course. Tesla has already released it in China, but it's not available anywhere else as of yet, but with the conversion, it would be priced at $1,900 USD or $2,700 Canadian. Now, if I did my conversion correctly, that would mean a 0 to 60 time would drop down from 4.2 seconds to approximately 3.6 seconds, and that's a huge jump. But comment down below if you have the new Model 3 long range and if you would actually purchase this. This also might sway buyers away from the Model 3 performance, but of course we know the performance has more to offer than just better 0 to 60 time. Next bonus update, better Sentry mode performance coming to all Teslas. The number one complaint about Sentry mode by Tesla owners is the amount of battery it drains when it's turned on. I have personally noticed a 5% phantom drain when left on versus leaving it off for a max of 1% drain. But let me know what you have found in your experience. But the good news is Tesla will finally resolve this very soon. Tesla recently rolled out power efficiency improvements to its Sentry mode feature for the Cybertruck with software update 2024.38.4. These updates drastically improve the vehicle's power consumption when Sentry mode is active by a 40% reduction in the drain experienced. How is Tesla doing this? They are making architectural changes to shift the responsibilities of the vehicle's computers by shifting motion detection and possibly the compression activity to the FSD computer. Tesla will now be able to keep the media control unit, otherwise known as the MCU computer, asleep. But the MCU is still required to push the video to the USB drive, but Tesla can now wake up the system only when it's needed. To further help with energy conservation, Tesla has done something that has made owners quite upset. They have powered down USB ports when Tesla is sitting idle. So use cases of leveraging the 12-volt socket overnight for like a fridge, for example, when using camp mode, is no longer an option. I have noticed this as well and hear the fridge turn on each time I open the door to my Model Y after leaving it parked. I do hope Tesla reverts these changes because this change really hurts the Tesla camping community. While the Cybertruck was the only vehicle to receive these power improvements to Sentry mode so far, you can expect the same method to be applied to the rest of the lineup as well. But if you want to learn about all the holiday updates that we can expect from Tesla, watch this video to learn more.